next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we are taking center stage on the Own It Publishing platform with some of our amazing contributing writers. Let me go ahead and bring them on in. We're going to talk a little bit about closing out the year, how they have, incorporated things to really finish strong, and also what they are doing to start the year strong and also help you to start your year strong as well. So let me go ahead and bring them on in. Hey, good morning, Teresa. Hey, what's going on, Stephanie? Coach Amy's in the house. What's going on? Oh my goodness, I am so excited to have you ladies in the house once again. I want to just take a moment to thank you for your contribution to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine and your amazing content. You all are just amazing subject matter experts. Teresa talking about the heart. Stephanie talking about right now getting those feelings out. Amy talking about that self-love. I mean, just amazing, amazing. So thank you all for being a part of the family. Let me go ahead and just start. Teresa, please take a moment to introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, a little bit about what you do.
Hi, good day, everyone. I'm Teresa Palmer, and I'm a nurse practitioner or advanced practice nurse. And my expertise for over 30 years now has been holistic cardiology. And by that, I mean, not only do I look at the whole person in totality, but I look at the heart and I help people understand that they're really a part of their health and well-being. And that even though the heart may be susceptible to what I call dis-ease, DIS-EASE, or a condition, and that just means the body's out of balance, that the heart does so much good for us. And if we use our heart on a daily basis and we connect with our heart, what I call heart consciousness, we reap the benefits of getting our body back in balance, which if you do have any condition, it could certainly help with that. If you don't have a condition, it could help keep you healthy. And it's also the rhythm of your life. I wrote a book called Heal Your Heart from Within. I wrote it during 2020, that year of uncertainty, because I really felt that people needed to have the knowledge and the tools to be able to take care of themselves. And I think that's so important that as we go through the years, I think that the shift is coming where we're taking more responsibility for not only our own health and well-being, but for our life, because we are co-creators of our life. And we don't often think about that because we always look outside ourselves. That's the way we've been conditioned, to look outside ourselves to experts for the answers, when a lot of the answers or a lot of the guidance is within us. And then we could partner our guidance with the guidance of the experts. And then we become partners in our health and well-being. And we also become the co-creators of our life. So I work with people on heart consciousness, on understanding their heart, understanding some conditions, and also understanding how the heart can help us on a daily basis tap into our emotions, our inner knowing, and our intuition.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Teresa. All right, Stephanie.
My name is Stephanie Malench. I am a full service professional business writer and editor. My company is Right by Steph. I also own a newspaper, the Collinsville Daily News, which is a free online publication. You have to just let the words come. A lot of people are trying to turn to Chat GPT and AI to get the words out of them. I actually just released a new book this week, The Dangers of AI in Writing, Dangers to Journalists and Creative Writers, as an ebook. And if you're not willing to put the energy into writing something, especially something personal, like a book or a novel or something, or create a piece of art, it's not going to help you heal. Machines can't help you heal. It has to come from your heart. And once you release that by actually typing it or writing it or drawing it or painting it, that's when the healing occurs. I also help people get into a better job by helping them recreate their resume in a meaningful way. And I help you get through school by editing college papers and dissertations.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks so much, Stephanie. All right, Coach Avy.
Hello, my name's A.B. Sheila, and I am a lifestyle coach focusing on mindset and self love. And for me, my understanding and my experience is that it all begins with self love. So there's three parts of us: there's the mind, body, and then there's the higher self. And understanding who you are through self love, understanding the higher self, helps you to find love for yourself and for others and for every living and non living thing,
That's
having the respect. And as you find that self love, you find that you feel more empowered to be able to say no or yes appropriately, and you're not a victim or a people pleaser or hyper rational. So it's working on the side of your brain that you formed as a child as a defense mechanism to protect yourself, because all children are vulnerable, even if they've got the best of parents, they are. So for example, if your parents are having problems or they're arguing, you sometimes think it's your fault. And so we develop these hard habits in childhood, which follow us into our adulthood, and it help people to understand it. So be more self-aware and strengthen the muscle in the brain that helps you to know who you are. I work with women on limiting beliefs to help them to empower themselves so that they can live a fulfilled life and the life that they desire. I am also an author. I have a book which is based on toxic relationships, my experience of how I got out of toxicity. So it's
right.
Breaking Free, it's called. And that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach Amy. Well, as y'all can see here, much power in the room. And again, I want to thank you all for joining me. And we're going to cut to just a quick commercial break, and then we're going to dig in with these ladies, and we're going to get some nuggets here. So we'll be right back, everybody. we are back. That was Upscale Online Biz Solutions. Big ups. Shout out to Charles Wright with Upscale. They do some amazing work with video content. If you want some video advertisements, you need somebody on site, you can definitely contact Upscale. So we are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We have some of our amazing contributing writers here, and we're going to dig into just kind of how they've been able to, stay in alignment with their health goals that they have had. We're a health and wellness magazine, y'all. So, and as you see, these women here, they show up, okay? They show up physically. They have, this mental capacity that is just amazing. Spiritually, they are tapped in. And you know what? They also got some financial stuff that they can teach you too. So let's talk. So Teresa, we're going to go ahead and start with you. How have you been able to stay in alignment with the health goals that you created for yourself in 2024? And how are you going to be just kind of closing this year strong?
I think being in alignment is so important, and not just being in alignment with what you call yourself, but also with your soul or your inner knowing, or when we connect with a power that's also higher than us, that also helps us out. So I think it's so important when we talk about alignment that we have everything in balance, and that's mind, body, spirit. For the body, we were born in balance unless there was something genetic, something structural that took the body out of balance, some sort of condition. We're all born in balance. We do things either by our actions, our thoughts, foods that we eat, anything that we do takes us out of balance, and that's how we develop illness and disease. So I think it's important to understand that we're a part of health and well-being. We're also a part of the development of illness and disease for the most part. I mean, if you get hit by a car, if a light falls on your head, if something falls out of the sky, you can't control that. But most things we can control. And I think the part that we're kind of missing, and the part that I work with people the most, is to look to yourself. And by that, I mean our own inner landscape. So what is our inner landscape? It's our thoughts, our beliefs, and our perceptions. You become what you think you are. So if you think that you're not worthy, if you don't love yourself, you begin to act in those ways. If you think that you don't deserve good health, or you think you even have a genetic predisposition. And I work with people with heart disease. Yes, there's predispositions, but that doesn't mean that you develop the disease. You can change that because the cells in your body have memory. And if those cells are constantly being bombarded with negative beliefs, with negative actions, they respond in a negative way. There's been some research done that shows that the cells respond positively to our emotions, especially joy, happiness, resilience, gratitude, forgiveness, self-forgiveness. These are all positive emotions that have the cells reacting and the genes reacting in a way that you kind of block this predisposition of this disease from happening. So I think it's an important concept, because a lot of my patients and clients will tell me, well, I'm going to get high blood pressure, I'm going to get diabetes because it runs in my family. It may, but you have the power to change that. Where does the power reside within us? I say the heart, because the heart is our soul, and it has nothing to do with religion or spirituality. They have taken over a lot of what the soul is, and that's fine, the different traditions, the different religions, but it really comes from the Latin word psyche, which means inner wisdom. So our power lies within us. If we look at our heart is our power source. It's the largest vibrational or energy field in our body. And if you look at energy, we're all energy at the crudest level. Everything is energy. So if you take that heart as your source of the energy, it feeds all the organs, it nourishes, it gets the body in balance. That heart could also help us the same way, spiritually and emotionally. by processing our emotions through our heart and getting our heart and brain, and then getting our heart and brain on the same page. Our heart has the brain, and we don't always use our heart as the brain. In fact, it's got more neuroreceptors than the brain does. So if we could take in emotions, especially those emotions that are harder to deal with, if we could sit with them in our heart, we could come up with a solution. It may not be immediately, but if we go to the brain first, the brain is a pre-programmed response. If the brain thinks that the body is in danger, it's going to go into survival mode, which means the stress hormones, which wreaks havoc with the body. And that has a lot to do with weight loss. A lot of difficulty losing weight is that we see in this fight or flight or freeze, and the hormones, stress hormones keep pumping, especially cortisol. It interferes with our blood sugar. It interferes with our thyroid. It interferes with all the mechanisms of losing weight. So in order to be fit physically, mentally, and emotionally, we have to be fit in our inner landscape. And we have to look at our emotions, our beliefs, how we act, what we do, and how then all that contributes to everything, keeping our body in alignment. So a body in balance is less likely to have illness and disease. And yes, we play a part. We're the co-creators of our life. We're also the co-creators of our health. So we could take charge of our health and well-being, and we could be also partners in our health care. So I think that's the most important message is look to yourself first, then get the help from people outside.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing that I took from that too, when you had said, it's all about the thoughts, right? So it really is mind over matter. When you're thinking, oh, my grandma has diabetes, my mom has diabetes. Okay, that's fine that, there are people in the family that may have it, but it is not you're not predispositions to have that, because if you think you have it, yes, but if you think you don't and you think that you have overcome this, you definitely can. I mean, and I will say, I will attest to that myself, because I have diabetes all over the family and have been able to keep that at bay. So I absolutely love that. And really, again, everyone tapping into the heart as well, because that heartbeat, when that heart's beating fast, what is that doing, Teresa? That's a high blood pressure, right? And that is a silent killer. We already know that is something that we want to keep, so just really just open yourself up to just listen, just stay still, because that's what Teresa teaches, to be quiet, to stay still and really tap into the heart. So I love that, Teresa. Thank you so much.
And that way you work with any conditions that you have. So if you have high blood pressure, certainly things like losing weight, managing stress, they all help. Will it be enough? It depends on the mechanism that's causing the high blood pressure. So there is a time and a place for medication, and it's not an either or. It's everything works together. So it's working with your own inner landscape, working with yourself to do the things that could help yourself, and then also getting the outside, the other care that you also may need to keep everything functioning properly. So I always say it's never either or, it's always and.
Yes. Thank you. All right, Stephanie. So how have you been staying in alignment with your health goals and, being able to close out the year strong and move into 2025?
Just taking it easy, taking it one step at a time, celebrating those little or not so little successes. When I put this book out, it took every last inch of me. It was a goal. I told the world that my goal was that I was going to put a book out this year. And it took everything in me. I'm like, okay, it has to be done by Small Business Saturday because it's a business book. I know that I have to allow time for Amazon to do their thing. So I put everything else off to the side to finish writing that book. And once I did, I felt good. I took a little time catch up on the sleep that I wasn't getting enough of. and did what I needed to do there. I'm getting ready to go get a massage in a little bit, which I have totally been neglecting my massage routine this year. So I'm trying to get that back up. I know I'm still in good health though, because when I gave blood a month ago, my blood pressure and my pulse rate were the same as they were before. They're still in normal levels. My iron is still good. You don't need a lot of red meat to keep the iron up if you're eating a balanced diet, and you'd be amazed how much iron is in vegetables and grains too. I took advantage of Black Friday to purchase some good pre-prepared organic foods that I can put in my freezer and take out as I need them, so that when the weather's bad or I'm feeling stressed, I've got something healthy to eat there instead of just going and grabbing something that may not be good. Because even though I have a lot of restaurants where I live, organic is not mainstream here. There are no organic restaurants within 45 minutes of me. So I do go out to eat, but I realize that that may not be the best thing for me. So I try to always have some organic stuff at home. And then, like Teresa was mentioning about your heart and everything, and you are what you believe. If you are believing that you are dumb and that you can't write and you have to have Chat GPT or one of these AI programs to do things for you, no, you don't. Train your brain. By training your brain, it's just like every other muscle in your body. It's going to get stronger, and you're going to be able to do the things that you want and need to do with it. Just like art too. Most people aren't born artists. It takes hours of work to become creative. A masterpiece is not going to come out right away.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep using your brain. If you use it, it'll come to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love that stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Coach AB.
Hello, hello. Yeah, so what have I been doing in 2024 to keep myself centered? So, I guess like the others have said, it's looking within, realizing that I'm not just the mind and the body. There's a third part of me, and they all have to be in alignment to be centered. So, a lot of times I have looked on the outside of myself, but I have learned in 24, and before then, it's all the process and has been ongoing. But more in 2024, I have learned about how to build the muscle in my brain regarding the monkey brain. It just comes in. And understood, I've always thought the thoughts that come into your mind are me, but they're not. They're tools that we develop as children and habits that we develop. And it comes in, like I'm not good enough, or I'm ugly, or, criticizing yourself and judging yourself. These are just things that we develop that protects us, helps us to survive, but they're not really us. And learning to weaken that side of my brain, which resides in the left-hand side, left, right on the screen, and develop the gift within me, which resides in the left-hand side of the brain. So strengthening that muscle within that side of my brain and learning more about the self-love, judging oneself. So I didn't realize that I judged myself a lot. I thought I had worked on that over the years, but last year something came up where I said something about my looks. I was going to do a video and I said about my looks, and I didn't feel good enough. And I thought, compared to who? So again, I was judging myself. I was comparing myself to somebody else. And we have to be careful about the judgment of ourselves and also judging others or judging circumstances. So those are things that I have learned to exercise more of my brain in 2024. And also part of the self-love is looking at things like exercise, like the same way you need to exercise the muscles in your brain so that you're feeling more positive regardless of the chaos around. Also, the exercise of the physical, which doesn't have to be strenuous, it could just be going for a walk, something you enjoy doing as exercise. I discovered calisthenics, a word I find difficult to pronounce for some reason, which helps me with my upper body strength because my upper body strength was weak, and that's really helped me. So that's an exercise that I really enjoy. And also learning to speak, like saying things, the language I use. Am I using language of scarcity or am I using language of abundance? You know, when we say things like no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, that's the language of scarcity. Because what I'm saying to myself is that if I don't have pain, it means I'm not going to have gain. So I need you to find wordings. And I know that's just a thing that a lot of people say and that we've been brought up to say, but we have to be careful and think about the words that we use because, like the others have said, the words that we say affects what happens to us in terms of our health or our well-being. So those are the few things that I have learned in 2024 that I'm going to continue in 2025. Clarity to get more clarity on what I'm doing, what my direction is going. So towards the end of the year, I've got more clarity in what I'm doing. Also, reviewing my progress, how far I've come, and very, very important is to celebrate the wins because I think we forget to celebrate our wins. And what I've realized is that even if they're tiny wins, and it doesn't have to mean spending money, it could just be smiling or just giving yourself a hug or just a fist bump because that changes your physiology. And nature understands feelings more than words. Actually, I'm not sure it understands words. And I think that's why for a lot of people, affirmations don't really work because you're saying words. But the secret is in the feeling. I don't know if you watch the movie The Secret, and later they didn't. I don't think they said it in the movie. Well, later on, I think it was Bob Proctor, and he said the secret is in the feeling, and that's true. So if you imagine, you can. I don't want to say fake it till you believe it, but you can just imagine that you won the lottery, and you ask, and you should ask. Actually, you don't ask. You are grateful for what you're to receive.
That's
And so you're
right.
feeling that you've already received it and you're grateful for it rather than saying, can I have that? Because again, that scarcity, if you're asking, it means it's not there. Whereas if you're grateful for it, even if you haven't received it, it means you've already received it. So it comes more easily. And I've experimented on this in for little things, and now I need to go in 2025 for the big things.
That's right. I love it. I love it. So I'm just going to kind of recap here because there was some very powerful information here that these ladies have been doing in this last year. And we're going to start with Teresa. So again, being intentional and really tapping into the true self, being heart conscious, right? And really having those feelings, and the mind over, the matter, right? Your thoughts really do, they manifest things. And I know you said, Teresa, they throw around that word manifest, but it is, your thoughts really do create everything. Okay. And also being non-judgment, right? Being non-judgmental. Stephanie, adding in those organic foods and really looking at what you're putting in your body, whether it be through your mouth, whether it be through your ears, whether it be through your eyes, right? That is so important to be able to stay in alignment with our health goals, right? And you don't have to go fully organic. That would be ideal, right? But some people may not have the money to go completely organic, but there are so many so many things out there. There's so many options. And again, Steph, you having it come to your house. I mean, there's a lot of resources out there, people. So tap into them, because you'll find that some of them are actually more cost effective than it is to go to the grocery store, right? Amy, talking about, again, the language that we use, right? And, just being able to try something new. You tried the calisthenics, and calisthenics is it can be very hard, and people don't like to sometimes try something new. So if you're not trying things new and you're just letting those wheels turn and you're getting very frustrated, take a step back, be a little still, as Teresa, teaches us, and kind of figure out the thing that's going to give you joy, because that is going to be the thing that's going to get you to the other side. So I want to cut to another quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we want to hear from these ladies what they have for you in 2025 to help you to reach those goals that you want to reach in 2025. So we will be right back. We are back. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. That is such a fun commercial. I'm always dancing in my seat. Big ups to Michelle Mupo with Mupo Entertainment. You can download Mupo on your iOS or your Android device. And guess what? You can actually see my show on Mupo, Girl Powerhouse. We've got a couple of the faces here in the house that have actually graced us on Girl Powerhouse. So definitely watch that show. So we are back. We are talking about how these ladies have stayed in alignment with some of their health goals in 2024, how they're going to stay on point in 2025. And now we're going to dig into what they got going on for you in 2025. So we're going to go ahead and start again with you, Teresa. Let's talk about what you have for our audience that can really help them stay tuned in and tapped in for 2025.
2025 is going to be all about delving deeper into heart consciousness, delving deeper into our connection with our heart, how to connect to our heart physically, emotionally, and spiritually, how our heartbeat, not the heart rhythm, but the heartbeat, that lub-dub, the contraction, relaxation of the heart, is really unique to each of us. And because it's unique to each of us, that really means that our heart is our identity, and that is who we are. So in 2025, it's going to be about looking to yourself, about about looking to yourself, about connecting with your heart, and about using the power within your heart. And it doesn't matter what condition your heart is in, that has nothing to do with it. And it's about using that power that we all have within our heart, and then taking that power and using it to help us with our health and well-being, to keep our body in balance, our emotions, our spirit, and also taking that into our life, because we are the co-creators of our life. We can achieve anything that we want to achieve. It's really just a matter of doing the work, and that work is all the work within us. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Teresa. Exciting. All right, Stephanie, so what you got going on for 2025?
2025, I am never a big planner, but there are two things for sure that I'm going to do at some point in 2025. I am going to write and publish my first children's book in 2025. That's just about introducing kids to AI and to technology. A lot of them are going to be bringing being brought up that, oh, this is a great tool and here's how you can use it, and it's okay to rely on it. I remember hearing a stat on the radio about 6 weeks ago that 37% of students are using AI to write their papers, and 70% of parents do not know it. That is scary because we think that we're testing kids as educators on their knowledge. We're not, because they're not maintaining it. All we're doing is teaching them how to look up information and not even how to verify those sources. So students are regurgitating things back that may not be true. And then they're going to go on to college and they're going to do the same things. And then they're going to go out into the workforce and they're actually not going to know how to do anything on their own because they've relied on it. What's going to happen when they don't have that? When technology breaks down, when the universe fries from all of the technology out there, how are people going to be able to function on their own? Again, it goes back to you have to use your brain. It's just like any other muscle in your body. You need to use it to keep it active and to keep it to where you can use it whenever you need to without thinking about it. And then the other thing I'm going to start doing in 2025 is I think I'm going to start doing some videos for my YouTube. Right now, I have a YouTube channel that I just have started building. And right now, it just has the different videos the different podcasts. I'm re-downloading them on there. But I want to do like little quick 2-minute videos about, okay, here's a grammar basic. How can you use it in your everyday life? What do you do if you have to write about this topic? Or how can writing help you with your emotions? How can writing help you with your health habits?
Love that. Love that. Thank you so much, Deb. Good stuff. Good stuff in 2025, y'all. Get tapped in. All right, Coach AB, what you got going on in 2025?
Gosh, I've got a whole load I need to start on, but I'll just mention three of them. So I think one that's really ongoing is within, you know, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? So going within to bring out more of that self-love, to connect with my heart, as Teresa keeps mentioning, which is really important, and find out why I'm here, what my purpose is all about, working very closely with my higher self. And on saying that, moving on to speaking stroke podcasts. So getting my message out there to people who resonate with me. I think that's really very important. So I'm really looking into that. And a third one is videos. I am very shy on videos because, again, I judge how I look, and I think I hate photographs because I look awful in them. I don't like videos because I look awful. Just judging myself, so I need to learn to do more of that. And so I will be doing more videos regardless of what I think I look like. So I think those will be my three things for 2025 that I'll start off with.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Well, ladies, look, I tell you, whenever we get on, we've already gone a little over, but we cannot leave without some words of wisdom, words of encouragement from you all to our audience. So, Teresa, please, some words of wisdom, words of encouragement that our audience can take in, through this week, through this year, as they're closing out. Go ahead and take us.
I think the most important thing is for everyone to always remember that life happens for you, not to you. We're not victims. There may be circumstances that happen to us, but they're all opportunities for growth, even though they may be challenges. And sometimes those challenges may even require us to get professional help to overcome the challenges, but we are not victims. Life happens for us. It does not happen to us.
Yes. Thank you so much, Teresa. All right, Stephanie, words of wisdom.
I feel like we've kind of all been on the same theme today. It's mind over matter. Tell yourself you can do it, and you can do it. Believe in yourself, and most importantly, get yourself a good support system that believes in you. You can do anything if you have the right people behind you and you believe you can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Steph. All right, Coach Avy, take us home.
Like Stephanie said, we're all on the same thing. So, words of wisdom: believe that you can do it, and you can. And sometimes chaos happens, especially in our modern times. There's a lot of stress and there's a lot of chaos, but you can still be very centered within yourself amongst the chaos. Things happen for us, and not to us, and you can find the silver lining, no matter how small it is, there. And yeah, we can't do anything about what's happened in the past. So we look for the opportunity moving forward. And that's
That's right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I want to thank you ladies so much for, joining me today, giving some inspiration, to our subscribers, to our viewers, and really just motivating them to, end their 2024, year strong, and to really be able to launch into 2025 with a bang. Now, if y'all have not subscribed to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, you better go ahead and subscribe. Go to Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Mag 2021.com. You can get your annual subscription. And if you want to be featured like these amazing ladies, you want to come on and you want to be a contributing writer, we would love, love, love to have your expertise in health and wellness on the platform as well. So we want to thank you all so much for joining us today, and we'll definitely see y'all next time. Take care, everybody.